What's going on, guys? Greg Freak here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the news of the New York Giants. Now, the New York Giants, as we know, have not lived up to the expectations that they held for themselves. But, I mean, I definitely didn't see them as a playoff team this year, as they really just seemed to be building up for what they did have. But, as many people may think, they might have underachieved for what they did end up having. Now, one thing that definitely did occur, now I'm not going to say that this was a direct mistake considering who they drafted was, to me, the right person with what they did, which was Saquon Barkley with the number 2 pick. But the pick that they did mention, though, being the fact that no matter what, they would not draft a quarterback. Now, to me, that was, a very huge mistake by the New York Giants, and I'm hoping the fact that they don't still feel that way. Now, Eli Manning has very much underachieved this season with what he has done. Now, as far as how we are to expect that he's going to be a starter next year, now that's the true question. Now, as Eli Manning stated, he stated the fact that he does not know if he will be the starting quarterback coming next season. Now, he does, of course, have one more year left on his deal. I thought the fact that the New York Giants should have traded Eli Manning, or at least put him on the bench and try to look for another quarterback in some form of way. When you really think about it, I thought the fact that obviously Saquon Barkley was going to be a good draft pick due to the fact of what we knew we were going to see from the running back position there, as he's done very well as a rookie in the NFL as a running back. And of course there are weapons on that team as far as at the wide receiver, as far as an Odell Beckham Jr. coming out having almost a pretty healthy year, especially considering what happened to him last season. Now, I think the main reason why they tried to make this statement that they were not going to draft a quarterback was more or less the fact of what happened with the fans last year whenever they benched Eli Manning, and that ended up with the firing of Bob Mapadou. As we all know, the fact that, yes, we all probably thought the fact that Eli Manning didn't deserve to be benched in that situation. The main reason of that situation was you were benching him for a Geno Smith, somebody that we knew was not a good quarterback already. There's no reason to bench a player who had a streak, as Eli Manning had, of the longest starting streak actively by a player, and just benching him for a player that you knew was no good. I feel like even if you did do that, they did end up having a rookie quarterback that year that they could have tried to use him, and at least then you would have an excuse that you're trying to look at a newer quarterback, a quarterback we haven't seen before. But instead they went with a quarterback that we knew failed in the New York area of the Jets and tried to bring him on as the Giants starting quarterback for one game, and it only lasted for one game. It didn't make too much sense there, especially considering the fact they didn't have a chance of making the playoffs that year and all the situations that had occurred right there. But whenever you have a team that is where they are now, where you're starting off a whole nother year after this, you obviously have to look at a quarterback. You cannot just sit back and not look at anything, especially considering the fact of what we've been seeing from these past classes as far as at the quarterback position. We know the fact that in this league, we're seeing the fact that Patrick Mahomes is very much changing the terms of it, but an almost instant impact as far as at the quarterback position. Now, I wouldn't directly expect an instant impact, but at least an impact that could come in the next few years, which is something we're definitely seeing with different players when we really just look at this different situation. Now, obviously, this is going to be up to the Giants management, and I'm very much thinking the fact that this is Eli Manning's last year as the starting quarterback of the New York Giants. Now, whether he'll start for any other team, I'm honestly hardly doubting that as well. I think the fact that his starting days are over, and depending on it, maybe a team will take a chance on him if there's injuries coming into the next season, as Miami did with Jay Cutler just last season. But as far as that, I don't see Eli Manning being a standard position as far as the starting quarterback position. And I think the fact that the Giants need to move away from that. But guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are on this. Do you think the fact that Eli Manning should be the starting quarterback next season? And if so, why do you think so? Leave it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.